All right, welcome back everybody. It's Brendan. Welcome to Dad Planet. Welcome back to Dad Planet. If you are new here, welcome to Dad Planet, my little venture here on eBay. This is another What Sold on eBay video. This is the last 10 days of the month. I only do 4 What Sold on eBay videos a month. So the last one I do in the month, I just tack the extra days on at the end. So it's not a 7-day period, but the sales were great nonetheless. A little bit down from the same period last week. So down 14%. We're going to look at my monthly totals here in just a second. So they're not bad. I'm hoping they continue, but we're going to get hit 2 times here. We're going to get hit with the summer slowdown, so they say. And with the rest of the world opening up and not being locked at home, most people are going to want to get out of their houses. So I'm expecting there to be a decline in sales, even as I try to increase my overall listing count and dollar amount for the total inventory that I'm holding here. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. 39.26 for this 10-day period. And let's take a look at the month. So for the month of May here, I did just under 14,000, which was about 6.5–7% better than last month. Ideally, my goal is to do a consistent $15,000 in sales a month. Now, that is going to require a certain amount of cost of goods spent, so I have that number in mind as well. But $15,000 for what I currently spend on a monthly basis on just pure inventory would suffice in this eBay experiment, if you call it, this full-time eBay reselling gig. We're close. Now, these sales are aided, obviously, by the virus. And we're going to take a dip. My prediction, I could be wrong, in the summertime here, a couple of months. Now, if you're continuously adding inventory, building your inventory count like I'm trying to do, then maybe you won't see so much of a slowdown. But I don't know if you can feel it yet, but I certainly feel it where it's a lot slower, where, your phone just is notification after notification after notification. Definitely tapered off here. So just under 14,000 for the month. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Be great to carry this over into June, July, and August. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm going to take 10 items that I thought were interesting that I want to show off to you as well from the sales of the week that has passed. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. If you have watched some of my previous videos, and I hope you do, because you're guaranteed to learn at least something that you didn't already know. Orvis makes leather bags. They make really beautiful leather bags. Now, the story behind this particular bag here is I reached out to a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace, offered him $40 for the bag, and he said he had an offer of somebody that was going to send him a check. Who does that? But if the check didn't arrive in a certain amount of days, he was going to reach back out to me and wanted to know if I would take it under those circumstances. And I said sure, and then deleted the message and never thought about it again. Lo and behold, the check never arrived. So 3 or 4 days later, he said, hey, I still have the bag, didn't get the check, do you want the stuff? I said, yes, I will take it. So I went and picked this up, got it listed. Took about, I'm going to say a month. I'm fuzzy with the actual details of how long stuff took to sell. So bear with me on that. But took about a month to sell, sold for full price, $179.99. Buyer paid $18.50 in shipping and then $12.60 in tax. So they're $211.09 all in. Again, I paid $40. Orvis leather bags, maybe I've put it up on the screen already. This is definitely an item to be on the lookout for. These leather bags are extremely well made. Orvis doesn't really make, in my opinion, a poor quality item when it comes to their leather. So you've seen me sell some of their shoes before, their leather shoes. Now we have the bag to match. Check Marketplace. These will turn up at thrift stores too. So yeah, good sale there. This one has a nameplate inscribed on it that is removable. Okay, maybe the first picture is the best one I can give you here. So it had his initials right here, as you can see right there, but that can be popped off from the inside out. So that was no problem there for the buyer. They bought the item and it is gone. See you later, goodbye, and we're on to the next one. Frye Boots. For you gentlemen out there that aren't aware of the Frye brand, I think females maybe more aware of the Frye brand and their boots. than men. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm making an assumption here, but they are well made. Great leather boots here. This is like a almost like a burgundy, like blood red type of color for these boots. They took a while to sell. They're not in like awesome condition, but this leather, like for this particular style, the Lucinda, it just comes looking this way. So for all intents and purpose, they were still in really good condition. But they had some scrapes, you know, the toes, the heel, all that stuff. Good quality make, and I think these sold for full price also. Yeah, $49.99, $10.90 to ship, so $60.89 all in. I paid $4.99 for these boots at a Goodwill. Frye is a brand that Goodwill will miss, and they will miss often. Now, if it's like the knee-high and past the knee boots and they're heavy, they might take a second look at it. But these ones, like the scrunch boots or like ankle booties, that type of stuff, they miss them all the time. So keep your eye out for Frye. Let me see if I can get you, for those who might not know what the logo looks like. Did I take a picture of it here? Yeah, okay, so you see that right there? That's kind of the logo that you want to look for. But you can see it's got like some scratches on the boots, man. They're in fine condition. Size 9 was a good size, and I'm sure the buyer's happy, so. Okay, HP LaserJet. The style number on this one is CP2025N. I own this LaserJet. This is the LaserJet that I print all of my labels off of. So maybe 3 years ago, I found this on Marketplace for $50, and I thought I hit like the reseller lottery. Not to resell it, but just to keep, because new at the time, I think these were around $1,500. The cartridges, the 4 color cartridges, each one of them is like $150 to $200. So it is insanely expensive to just buy the ink on these guys. But I saw this on Marketplace for 20 bucks. And I bought it. I knew how to test it because I own it. That is the actual printer that I use on a daily basis. So I tested it with my ink and it worked flawlessly. It was wonderful. Sold for full price as well, $99.99. They paid $46.45 to have it shipped, $8.79 in tax. So the buyer is $155.23 all in, and I paid $20 for it. Like I said, at $1,500 brand new retail, $155 seems like a steal. So as you can see, the ratings are good on this one here. I have seen this model turn up quite a few times in my local area, so check your local area for it as well. It's a big, kind of bulky, heavy machine, but people just want to get rid of them. They're like big, like oversized paperweights at the end of the day if you're not using it. And it's expensive to not use as well as use. So check, you'll find them. When you do, pick them up. It's going to be challenging to test it if it doesn't already have ink in it. This one had ink in it, but it was off-brand ink, and I didn't want to print with the off-brand ink, so you got to kind of play that game as well. If it's got ink in it and it's on Marketplace, make sure you can run some of the test prints, because if it doesn't, you're going to end up spending like $600 on printer ink, and that's not going to work at the end of the day. So keep your eye out for it. If it has ink and it has been used recently, because ink tends to dry and flake up. I know this is a laser printer, but same thing goes with these as the ink version. So pay attention to those minor details, but do look for this because it's almost a guaranteed sale when you find it. Okay, Nostalgia Electrics. I forgot I had this thing. It ended up selling for $44.99. So I must have either made an offer or I took an offer. And $28.18 to ship, $252 in tax. So the buyer is $75.69 all in for this unit. I paid $9.99 for it at a Goodwill, and then totally forgot about it. It is not as, I don't want to say it's not as good. It's just not as popular and not as not as sought out as the Margaritaville blenders, but it sold, and I believe I've had it for a while. I think I got this around wintertime, knowing full well that it would probably sell in spring and summer. So, yep, it sold finally. The model, what's the model number? MOS 400. Margarita machines right now in general, with, you know, people wanting to get drunk. It's kind of like at an all-time high when you're stuck at home with your family. I love you, family. But you all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, they're selling a little bit quicker than they normally do. Keep your eye out for it. Nostalgia Electrics, some of their stuff is kind of generic. It is still a popular brand in general. The Margarita machines, yep, you'll sell them. but definitely pay attention to the Margaritaville brand, like Jimmy Buffett, like concoction makers, those frozen concoction maker things. Look for those as well, because they're in higher demand right now. This is an interesting one because Ken Osmond, just within the last 2 or 3 weeks, passed away. For those of you that do not know who Ken Osmond is, he was the beloved character Eddie Haskell on the show Leave It to Beaver. So this sale was a timely sale because of his passing. It was in a very small Goodwill, brand new dead stock, which means that it still had all of the tags attached and is no longer sold in retail stores. It's obviously vintage from 1994, and you know, one of his sayings, "Hello, Mrs. Cleaver." There's the tags right there. You know, rest in peace, Ken Osmond. He was wonderful on the show. I didn't really follow Leave It to Beaver. I saw a little bit of it when I was younger, but at this kind of stage, I think the show, I was too young to really get into the show at that time. So I had it listed for $99. It sold in less than an hour for full price. So $99.99, $3.99 to ship, $6.24 in tax, $110.22 all in. I paid $1.99 for the hat, and the buyer was very happy. They left feedback. So a good sale. The timing was right, and yeah, we're sorry to see him gone. This was in one of my Facebook Marketplace haul videos. It's a hot wok from Breville. The interesting thing about this item is that it is currently for sale, I believe, both on Breville's site and Williams Sonoma for way less than I listed and sold this for. Not way less. I think they're listed for like $149.99. If you go to Williams Sonoma right now, you look for it, BEW 800XL. I think they're sold for $150 free shipping. Don't quote me on that, but check if you want to check for whatever reason. But I listed mine for $179.99 because it was the only one I think at the time that was on eBay. So it sold for full price, $179.99. Buyer paid $21.47 in tax. So they're $201.46 all in. I paid, I think, $40. You have to watch the video. I don't remember. Is it $30, $40, or $50? Somewhere around there. I get my numbers confused. And yeah, I mean, I got $30 more on eBay than the buyer would have paid, I suppose, if they bought it at Williams Sonoma. Now, there's a couple of things here. The person that bought this on eBay may like their return policy better than Williams Sonoma. Who knows? So, like, I'm hoping people don't jump down my back for selling it for $30 more on eBay. I had it listed, and then I learned that after the fact, but I wasn't about to change my price. So, just goes to show you, you know, don't be afraid to shoot for the stars. I mean, like, I'm like a broken record in my videos. Like, ask for more money. Like, you might get more money. Like, don't, if you had seen this at Williams Sonoma for $149.99, that doesn't mean you have to go back and like list yours on eBay for $139.99. You know, don't assume that the buyer knows or the buyer cares. Like, that's kind of none of your business. Like, you just list it for the price that you want to get and see what happens. So that's what I did. It sold. It was brand new. Obviously, it was pristine since it was brand new. And yeah, everybody's happy at the end of the day. At least I was. All right, next one. Okay, so I did a garage sale haul video a month or two ago, and a woman was moving to North Carolina. She had a bunch of video game equipment. Actually, she was giving away stuff for free, and I said, "Hey, do you have any video game stuff?" And she was like, "Yeah, I got a ton of it. You know, what are you looking for?" And she took a few pictures of some stuff, and I, you know, went over there and kind of cleaned it all out. This disc was in that lot, and I almost threw it away because it just looks like one of those like America Online demo discs that, like, you know, have no value there because they're so old. So when I was doing my research for like the Pizza Hut Furnace Frenzy game, I noticed there was like a very small cult following for this game, and people had been looking for it. I had seen in a couple of forums like, "Hey, does anybody have a copy of that old Furnace game from Pizza Hut, blah, 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 blah?" And, you know, a light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, you know, maybe this is still kind of coveted, even though I didn't see any solds, I didn't see any listed at the time. So I listed it for $49.99, just thinking that, yeah, maybe one of these people would have it on their like notifications list or something like that. And sure enough, the thing sold for $49.99. Buyer paid $3.99 in tax, $3.99 to have it shipped, $3.78 in tax. So they're $57.76 all in. I mean, I'm maybe $2 into this piece based on the amount of items that I bought off of that lady in that lot. But this is one of my favorite sales because of that. I just took a shot, aimed for the stars, almost threw this away, and then still got 50 bucks for it. So that was really, really cool. Now, if you find this, if you're lucky enough to find this, or if you have this, shoot for higher. Shoot for like 100 bucks and see what happens, because you can always come down. You can always go up to end the listing and change it and do whatever you want, really, at the end of the day. But yeah, if you end up seeing this somewhere along the line in your sourcing journey, shoot high, because I was super happy with the chance that I took here for 50 bucks. So it's pretty awesome. Next one, I don't know a whole lot about. It's a woman's Western wear shirt with pearl snaps. Beautiful shirt. Rockmount is the brand. Let me see if I can get you a better picture of the tag here. Rockmount Ranch wear, made in the USA, Denver, Colorado. Extra small, and the size may have been the reason this took so long to sell. So I had this for probably 4, 5, 6 months, but it did sell for full price eventually. $44.99, $3.99 buyer paid to have it shipped, and then $3.71 in tax. So they're $52.69 all in, and I paid $4.99 at one of the smallest Goodwills I've ever been in. It's like a closet, but good sale. Pink, floral plaid pattern, Western style in the back. The pearl snaps were really nice. They were like, if you can see, they're like diamond, sewn in diamond style, and just a pretty shirt. Rockmount, look for it. It's a bolo, especially made in the USA. And yeah, I'm happy with that sale. Again, one of the ones I forgot about. You forget about a lot of items when you have 900 to 1,000 listings. So don't shoot me for not remembering it. But good sale. See you later. It's out. And the last one. This little guy here was kind of gross and rubbery. Like gross because it was rubbery, not gross because it was rubbery and it was some kid before who was gross and yucky, and that made it yucky. But I don't know. It caught my eye in a Goodwill, and I'm glad I looked it up. So this is the Mattel D-Rex T-Rex. He takes commands from you, and very interactive. He walks now. If you see one of these in the stores, and you can get like an electronic return policy where they'll take it back for 24 hours, you want to test it to see if it walks. One of the complaints that I noticed for this model is that it will move and do some things in place, but it won't move. So I recorded 2 videos, one of him doing some of the commands, and then 2 of him actually walking. The fact that it walked, I think, was the reason that I got full price for it and asked $110, and I ended up getting $110 at the end of the day. So you got to make sure when you see these guys that they move forward. And even if they don't move forward, I mean, I paid $6.99 for it, so who cares? Like, I think you could still probably get $50, $60, which would be an incredible return on $7. So $109.99 full price is what I got. $15.79 they paid to have it shipped, and then $7.55 in tax. So $133.33 all in, and like I said, I paid $7 for this little guy. Good week. I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching. This, I feel like this one went quick. We have another video coming up in a couple of days here that will cover the first week in June's sales. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do so, please. I would appreciate it. Hit the like button if you liked what you saw, if you learned something, and even if you didn't, because it would help me anyway. And I thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.